There's something every pet owner dreads. But when it actually happens, a lot of us we freeze. We don't know what to do. I'm talking about the silent signal. It's this one message from your pet that's so easy to miss, but honestly, it could be the most important one they ever send.
Okay, so I want you to picture this. Right now, you put down the food bowl, the one your pet usually goes crazy for, and just nothing. They sniff it, and then they turn and walk away. What's your immediate reaction? What do you do in that exact second?
Look, if you're like most of us, your first thought is probably something like, they'll be fine. Maybe they're just not hungry. You might think they're just having an off day or they're not in the mood. And that's a totally normal, understandable reaction. But, and this is a big but, this is exactly where a simple assumption can go so wrong. Because what if waiting it out is the one thing you absolutely shouldn't do? What if that little wait-and-see period, even just 24 hours, is all it takes to turn a small problem into a life-threatening emergency? So that brings us to our first big point. We really need to shift our thinking here. This isn't just about your pet being picky. We have to start seeing this for what it really is. It's them trying to communicate. It's a silent signal, and believe me, it can be an urgent one.
Just let that sink in for a second. Think about it. For an animal whose whole world can revolve around mealtime, a sudden, total loss of interest, that's not just a quirk. It's a huge break in their routine. And almost always, it's their way of telling you, hey, something is really wrong.
So what are they trying to say? Well, the reasons can be all over the map, from something minor to something incredibly serious. And knowing the difference, that's everything. Because, while not every time is a code red emergency, sometimes it absolutely is. Okay, so think of it like a fork in the road. On one path, you've got the minor stuff, right? Maybe you changed their food brand, or there was a big thunderstorm that stressed them out. Things like that can definitely make them skip a meal. But then there's the other path, and this is the scary one. We're talking about serious infections, intense pain from a bad tooth, internal diseases, or, God forbid, they got into some kind of poison. And this right here is something every single pet owner has to understand, deep down. They can't use words. They can't tell you, my tooth is killing me, or my stomach feels awful. They can't describe what's wrong. So what do? They show us. They show us with their behavior. And refusing food, that is one of the clearest, loudest ways they can possibly do it. All right, this next part is probably the most important. We've talked about the why. Now let's get into the when. These are the absolute critical signs that mean you need to stop waiting and you need to act right now. If there's one number I want you to burn into your memory, it's this one. 24. 24 hours. For a dog, going a full day without eating, that's a huge warning bell. But listen, for cats, it's even more urgent. Their bodies are just different, and even 12 to 24 hours without food can start to cause a really dangerous liver condition. When it comes to cats, time is not your friend. And look, it's not just about watching the clock. It's about putting the pieces together. If they're not eating, and you see any of these other red flags, the situation just got way more serious. Ask yourself, are they weak with no energy? Are they throwing up or having diarrhea? Do they seem like they've lost weight all of a sudden? Or maybe they're hiding. That's a classic sign that an animal isn't feeling well. Any of these things, plus not eating, that's a massive red flag. Okay, so you've seen the signs. The alarm bells are going off in your head. What now? Well, this part is all about giving you a plan. We're moving past just spotting the problem and into a clear, step-by-step action plan you can use the second you realize something's up. All right, here we go, your immediate action plan. Step 1, stay calm. Panicking doesn't help, just watch them closely. Notice their energy level. Step 2, do a quick check for the simple stuff. Did their food change? Any big stresses? Step 3, try to tempt them with something really appealing. A little bit of warmed-up wet food can work wonders. That smell is hard to resist. Step 4, make sure there's fresh water out. Dehydration is a real danger here. And now, step 5. And please listen to this one. It's so important. Do not try to force feed them. It's dangerous, they could choke, and it just makes food a source of stress. And finally, step 6, the moment of truth. If they're still not eating, or if you're seeing any of those other scary symptoms, you pick up the phone and call the vet. The waiting game is over. And that brings us to the end. But this last thought, it might be the most important one of all. This isn't just about checklists and symptoms anymore. This is really about the bond, that incredible bond you have with your pet.
It sounds so simple, right? Your pet depends on you. But the weight of that, it's huge. They depend on you for everything. food, a safe home, affection, and, most critically, for their health. They literally put their entire life in your hands.
So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. We have to completely reframe how we see this. A pet not eating is almost never just about the food. It's a window. It's a window into their health. It's a sign that they might be in pain. And yeah, sometimes it's a desperate cry for help. And that's the heart of it, isn't it? They can't speak our language, so they use the only tools they have: their behavior, their energy levels, their appetite. That silence, when they stand over a full bowl of food and do nothing, that's one of the loudest things they will ever say to you.
So I'll just leave you with this one last thought. A question, really. Now that you know what to look for, now that you know what their silence is trying to tell you, will you hear it? And will you understand it in time? Because your awareness, your decision to act, it could truly make all the difference in the world.